I came from a family of singers and musicians, and I grew up with John Rawls. I used to go to school with him, and we used to kick around together on the weekends.
But that's all right, we like it, don't we?
Music is something I've been brought up with. Yeah, my mum and my dad, my mum was a really good musician. Yeah, they used to have parties at home and just, as Māori go, they just sit around with a few guitars and away they go.
We started the kitchen sessions. Part of my remit is looking at meaningful occupation for the guests at the soup kitchen. Basically getting them doing stuff that's positive, that's going to be of benefit to them.
I first heard of the idea about a couple of months before we even had our first practice session. Andrew and Pip approached me during dinner, and the more they talked to me about it, the more I felt like, yeah, I could be a part of this.
I saw this big flash flag put up in front of the servery. I think it was Andrew, and he kept at it. He kept at me. He said, "Tony, you want to come along?" I don't know how many times I repeated that. No, I ran into Pip. He blew me away because he sat outside where we stood. And he was just jamming away there with his guitar. But I could hear the sound that he was making. And I thought, man, this is a cool guy. You know?
It was the first time I'd done something like that with inspirational music. Gospel is a way of singing that is authentic. They're singing it from somewhere that comes from more than just singing about an old girlfriend. It sings from deeper than that. And once you can dig down into that, oh, it's just, it can't fail. It grabs people. And as a front person in a band, that's what I aspire to, is being able to grab the audience, pick them up, and transport them.
This little life of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
With the singing is about your voice and having your voice heard and not being ignored. A lot of our guests, that's happened to them over a number of years, and the more you're ignored and the more you're ignored and the more you're ignored, the less and less and less worth you afford yourself.
There's one particular guy, Tony. I think he's a classic example of that.
I just get nervous if I'm around a whole lot of people.
He's a beautiful singer. More so because he's deaf in one ear and half deaf in the other ear. And so for him to get up and perform, that's just like really, really amazing. And to see him go from the first practice sessions to the first gig that I've seen him do to our last one, and he just does it.
Now I just want to do something sort of unrehearsed. I'm going to be starting something off, and I want you to follow. You want to do that?
Yeah.
I had no intention of asking the audience to join me in any number. It just happened.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies gray. If I love you, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
It goes back to that thing of just getting up there and doing it and seeing them irrespective of the result, seem to smile on their face, I think. Somehow, I don't know if I could say this, but I think that for that moment that they're a different person, a happy person, maybe. Yeah, people feel it here. It's amazing what music can do. Yeah, it's done me a world of good.
I'm gonna do it again.